Hi, everybody, and welcome to our second show of 2026. In Michigan's first 7 home games this year, they won by an average of 37 points. But Saturday against Wisconsin, a rematch of last year's Big Ten Tournament Championship game, it was a very different story and a very different result. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer.
Defensively, offensive rebounds are stops. Offensive rebounds are stops. Discipline. We've got to be able to use our fouls like we talked about when we're actually defended, not the undisciplined stuff so far away from the basket that puts us in trouble. And then we got to be disruptive. We let these guys, just like us, if we let them come in here, just pop, 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 move that ball around, they'll play a lot better. Where if we're disruptive and we won't let them move it, then they've got to play a lot more one-on-one, and that'd be in our favor. Hey guys, let's play relentless basketball, frame by frame for 40 minutes. Let's play good, sound basketball for 40 minutes, and that'd be more than enough. All right, so let's go.
Michigan came in with a 4-game winning streak in the series. This the only meeting between the two this season. The Wolverines set the tone with a couple of jams early on.
Lee Lendeborg drives in. Nice feed inside, and Mara crunches it down. Mara lobbing up, caught by Johnson, jumping over Boyd. One dribble pivots, goes to the jam, and thunders it down over Nick Boyd.
Rez Johnson Jr. scored 18, and watch him hustling at both ends of the floor.
Shovel up ahead, Boyd, Euros in the lane. High floater, blocked out of bounds by Johnson.
Michigan used a 10-2 run to take a 14-point edge.
Gale keeps his footing, spins along the baseline, touch pass right point, 3-ball. Lendeborg rattles home. Ponders a 25-footer, lob it up, Johnson catches, floats, scores.
But the Badgers answer with a 14-4 stretch. Michigan native John Blackwell doing much of the damage with 16 in the first half.
Left corner Blackwell tries a 3, got a friendly roll here in his home state.
The Wolverines closed the half on a 3:53 scoring drought, but still led 38-37 at the break. Second half, Wisconsin gets hot from deep. Lithuanian freshman Alex Bieliauskas drained 4 bombs in the first 3 minutes of the frame and finished with 17.
Right point, Bieliauskas another 3. Yep, he's in a 3-point contest right now.
And it was contagious. The Badgers went up 59-53.
Boyd right wing shoots over it with a left hand and scores it.
The pace at both ends ticked up significantly. After getting 2 fouls in the first half, Elliot Cadeau went off, scoring 17 points in a 7-minute stretch, finishing with 19.
Cadeau with 17 points in the second half, drives in, shot put attempt from 4, good right block.
At the 11-minute mark, the teams had combined to shoot 23 of 27 to start the half, an amazing stretch of offense that continued as they volleyed back and forth the final 13 minutes. 4:09 to go. Roddy Gale Jr. put the Wolverines on top by 1.
Cadeau shot fake over Gale, left corner, a 3 for the lead. Bullseye! Roddy Gale Jr. goes from downtown. 84-83 Michigan.
But here's the bucket that pushed Wisconsin up to stay.
High to the right side, Blackwell drives in on Yak, shot fake, floats, got it to go over a couple of Wolverine block attempts. 85-84 Wisconsin.
He scored a game-high 26. 3-point deficit. Michigan had one last chance to tie it, but the shot from Gale is well defended. Wisconsin shot 63% in the second half, made 15 of 33 threes, and handed the Wolverines their first loss, 91-88.
We just weren't expecting number 32 to go out and make those many threes. We were closing out a little far and a little late, just expected him to miss. But, yeah, I guess it was their night, honestly, so nothing we could do about that.
This team's 14-1. How do you kind of just frame it from that perspective?
Yeah, just learning from the loss, and I think us going undefeated the whole season was an unrealistic kind of thing, and we still feel like we could achieve all our goals throughout the season.
Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Dusty May, and later, the women rebound from their first conference loss in a big way. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meyer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest, and by Michigan Medicine. There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer.
Yeah, this is only just one loss. It's our first one, so we don't know what it feels like to lose on this team. So we just got to try our best to stay together, be as close as possible, and continue to work at it. And remember that we're not, we're not unbeatable anymore. We got to be the best that we can be every day, and just continue to grow more as a team.
Joined by head coach Dusty May after the Wolverines suffered their first loss of the season. Dusty, I want to start just talking about the first half. You built a 14-point lead. The front court was playing fantastic. Kind of break down that portion of the game for us.
Well, we found a good rhythm early. I thought our defensive execution was on point, and then we came out of a timeout and gave up 2 threes, which kind of got them back under in single digits, and it seemed that gave them their confidence and belief. And from there, we limped into the half, battling some foul trouble.
Can you talk about what you just said, how that underscores the importance of always being dialed in? Because I think the casual observer thinks, oh, there's a 3, there's a bucket, there's a turnover, but these things all can kind of snowball on you, can't they?
Yeah, and they were obviously scout and report errors, but good players, i.e. John Blackwell, can make you pay if you're not a 10 out of 10 on your execution defensively. But more importantly, we've got the odd combination lineups when we are battling foul trouble have to be able to find a better rhythm on both sides of the ball together.
Well, that was my next question, talking about that foul trouble early on. How much of a factor was that for you?
Obviously, at the end of the first half, it was a factor, but foul trouble became an issue for them late with their rotations, and they battled through it. The most disappointing part of the game, it just seemed like we worked for offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds, and we were in position to get them, and they were able to go in and knock it out of our hands, which shows we got to have more determination on the glass. And when it's a night you're struggling down the stretch to score, and you're playing from behind, you've got to come up with the extra possessions that are in your radius.
Second half, they come out on fire, making 6 or 7 of their first 3-pointers there to take the lead back from you guys. That stretch of the game, just talk about the defensive effort, what was working, what wasn't working, kind of what you guys were kind of trying to come up with on the bench to stop that.
Yeah, with every team, there's a give and take offensively and defensively, and we were willing to give up a couple, and then once we gave up those threes to their freshman center, it caused an overreaction, and when we changed our coverages, we didn't execute the next couple coverages nearly well enough, and credit their guards, made the plays they needed to win, and they injected a lot of life and confidence into each other.
How unique is Wisconsin to prepare for versus, some other teams?
Well, they're unique because they have a great system and they're well coached and they have good players, but it's not as unique because we've played them before and they don't have a new coach with a new style and new personnel. We know their main guys. We coached one of them. We competed against the other 2 of the big 3 last year a couple times. And so it was as if we were coming in playing against a foreign system. We just didn't do what we needed to do execution-wise to find a way to win.
Elliott's stretch there in the second half was really something to behold. Is that a case where you just wind a guy up and say, hey, if they can't stay in front of you, just keep taking it?
Yeah, we were trying to, and at that point we were making some shots. So the gaps were a little bit bigger, but I thought he did a really nice job of taking advantages of their coverages. He made a big 3. He got in the paint. I thought his decision-making was sound. But our inability, they did a nice job late. They packed the paint and forced us to kick, and we just didn't knock those down when we needed to get over the hump.
Not many teams can really take your transition game away. Can you just touch on that a little bit? You guys only had 7 fast break points in this one.
Yeah, they did a good job, and part of it is their floor balance. Their bigs are above the break on offense, so they were the ones rim protecting, and you're in a pickle where you have a one-on-one and an open floor against a center, against your guard. Do you take it or do you pull it back out? And credit Winter, he got a couple big stops when he was on his heels getting back in transition, but most of it was just schematic. But they came up with the biggest offensive rebound of the game, and the kick out to Rhodey, I would think, put it from 1 to 4 with a couple minutes left. So it was more of a timely rebounding issue, but once again, credit them. They made the plays. They played with great discipline today.
You guys obviously have been very successful this year, but a game like this, all this being said, you had a chance at the end closing out games. Is it just something that you just have to go through every now and then to kind of keep that edge?
You shouldn't. There's no way we should lose our edge with what we're playing for. And so, but Wisconsin missed 2 front ends. They gave us an opportunity to steal it back, but without a doubt, they were the team that deserved to win today.
When we return, a last-second win on the road.
It doesn't really matter what motivates our guys. As long as they're motivated to improve, they continue to be great teammates, they continue to play for each other and for the win. As far as staying undefeated, yeah, we want to win our next game. So we're undefeated now, so if we win our next game, then we'll remain undefeated. But other than that, I'm not thinking about going into this game undefeated or that game undefeated or one in the poll or two. It's how do we prepare? Are we in the right mind space to play really good ball? There's going to be several teams in our league going to Happy Valley and leave very disappointed in the result, and we just want to make sure that we're not one of those.
Prepare on 3 to win on 6. 1, 2, 3, prepare. 4, 5, 6 to win.
Overwhelm them, fellas. Overwhelm them with our speed and our tenacity. Challenge every single pass, every single catch. And guys, we talk about standards. We're still creating our own standards. We're not to our standards yet. We're still elevating our standards. And then later in the year, we'll have to play to them. But right now, we're still creating them. We haven't created road standards yet. We're going to do that tonight. We've got to go for their throats from the beginning and let them know this game's going to be too tough.
Yes, sir.
Look around the room. I have no idea who's going to lead us in scoring, rebounding, anything. It doesn't matter. But I know we're going to play like hell for each other. Yep. All right, let's go get it, man. Come on. Come on.
The Nittany Lions came out hot in this one. Ivan Juric with 8 early points as part of his game-high 20. They led by 4 at the 4-minute media timeout. The Wolverines gathered themselves after a sluggish start. LJ Kaysen had an impressive stretch during a 13-2 run, starting with a handy helper.
Snakes his way into the paint, alley-oop, and a jam for a dive. Mara Kaysen, left alone, shoots a 3 and knocks down Michigan's first to give them their first lead. Michigan up 15-12.
Kaysen with a career-high 14, all in the first half.
Kaysen drives in, big scores, count it, the foul.
Michigan shot 52% in the opening frame.
No-look feed left wing, McKinney dials up from deep and swishes it. Right corner, Kaysen to continue his great first half, and he knocks down a 3.
And led 40-31 halfway home. Second half, Namari Burnett with a second chance bucket, 3 of his 12. Michigan slowly built a double-digit lead. Freshman Trey McKinney was big off the bench.
Right wing, McKinney tries 3, knocks it down. Back-to-back 3s for Michigan offensively. Backing down Dillion right baseline, spins past him, banks and scores. Trey McKinney going deep into his bag. Already a dozen for the freshman, and Michigan has its largest lead at 63-48.
But these Nittany Lions never quit. They hauled in 15 offensive rebounds, leading to 22 second chance points, getting right back in the game with a couple of big runs of their own. With 1:53 to play, a 3-ball made it a 3-point game, and a pair of free throws trimmed it to 1. Final moments, Michigan up a bucket, Penn State with possession and a chance to do something special.
In some trouble with 3. He has it right side with 2. Fade away at the horn, off the heel, and Michigan survives on a 25-foot misfire of a prayer.
Michigan D's up when it counts the most and survives Happy Valley 74-72.
I'm glad that this feels like a loss from a performance standpoint. No one in this locker room did their A work today, and that's okay. We escaped it, and that's part of the ebbs and flows of a season. We can't put ourselves in this position, but it's got to start with our mindset. For us to get beat for every 50-50 ball, every loose basketball, every hustle play, that's just us not being ready to play and not being quick. 'Cause they're not that much quicker than us, and they were more determined. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And so, but we never wavered, guys. We didn't look afraid to fail. We buckled down when we needed to, and we got stops. But we're going to figure out what we need to do to get better. Head up, please. No one's feeling sorry for us. This guys, it's going to get even more and more difficult, and this season's long, so we stay even keeled. But we've got to grow together, and we've got to all look in the mirror and say, what can I do a little bit better to help this team? Or what can I do 1% better to help this team? And then incrementally, because trust me, our staff, we're going to figure out a way to be a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. Guys,
the crowd definitely woke up in the late second half, and it's kind of exciting to see that. When you're a freshman and you watch these Big Ten games, and now you're a part of them and playing until the end. So, I just feel like we stepped up defensively, and that really helped us.
Back with head coach Dusty May. All right, West Coast trip, heading out to Seattle, heading out to Eugene, Oregon. Did this last year with the LA schools, but can you just give us a little snapshot of prepping for a trip like this? And did you learn anything last year with your methodology that you're using this year?
A little bit. It was such a different scenario last year where you're going to LA and it's over Christmas break, so you're not battling the class schedule and whatnot. But we're going to fly out on Monday, play Wednesday, but us going on the road now, this is a good time for us to go regroup and really just block out a lot of the noise that comes with being at home and being around. So it's going to be us versus the Dogs and the Ducks, and let's see us change the way we prepare, and it will lead to better performance in the games.
Thanks, Dusty. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Still to come, a key member of the women's squad making a big impact in her debut season with the Maize and Blue. We'll be right back.
I'm not like a traditional post player. I feel like I'm like not like the big kind of stocky ones you see like mostly throughout the Big Ten, but I think my like length and athleticism kind of gives me the advantage because I'm a bit quicker and I can run the floor better. I do like my back to the basket game a lot, but I think because I'm not as strong as some of the other post players, my game has more finesse, so I kind of like to not shy away from contact mostly, but like kind of like to pull out different moves out of my bag, you know, try to fake out the defender rather than go into them.
Junior Ashley Sofocanic immediately upgraded Michigan's front court when she joined the Wolverines this offseason. The 6'3" Bucknell transfer was the Patriot League Player of the Year as a sophomore.
I've been doing well. I've been trying to push myself in practice and in the games to like kind of do my best and give my best for the team and like generate a win. So I think we've been doing a good job of that.
Adjusting to Big Ten play has been aided by the Wolverines' terrific guard play.
They're taking great shots and I can kind of clean up around the rim when some of those miss. And then just posting up, like my teammates always give me great looks inside. We run plays for post-ups, so I get a lot of opportunities in the post to score and just like help my teammates.
Block Sofocanic. Nice move across the lane, left hand. Finish at the rim.
I feel like we're so young and we're so talented, and I think that's such a great thing because with the next 2 years, I feel like this can, even though I won't be here, like this is still gonna be a national championship level team because you'll see just the work ethic that these girls put in, and I think it's gonna inspire the younger groups.
Ashley is also doing well off the court. She says she's adjusting to life in the Midwest. The New Jersey native says she's not necessarily homesick, but she does miss the Jersey Shore.
The Wolverines began their week Monday hosting Minnesota and looking to bounce back from their loss at Washington. Enjoying a quick 5-0 lead, the Gophers then outscored Michigan 19-5 the rest of the first quarter and took a 12-point lead before the home team responded with a 13-0 run.
Sila, one-on-one. There she goes against Braun. Nice sidestep to the right. Beautiful move. And Sila Swords tunnels her way to the bucket for two. Holloway, right elbow. Nice jumper.
Then watch how Michigan went into the half, trailing Minnesota by a point at the break.
Lobs it back from Holloway, stolen. Michigan, Dudley, ahead to Swords. She's going to pull a 35-footer and bank it in. How about that end of the half?
The teams traded buckets early in the third before the Maize and Blue pulled away. Olivia Olson, the pride of New Hope, Minnesota, paced the attack with her 5th 20-point game of the season, finishing with 21. Silas Swords added 12 points, while Mila Holloway also chipped in with a dozen. 70-60, the final from Chrysler Center. Thursday, the Wolverines were at Penn State, and this one was never in doubt. A 20-2 start made sure of that. They scored 58 points in the first half. Michigan put 5 players in double figures and led by as many as 42, forcing 25 Nittany Lion turnovers. Sophomore Mila Holloway authored a team-high 18, New Jersey native Tiala Delfos 17, and senior Brooke Quarles-Daniels posted a double-double, 13 points, 12 boards. 105-65 was the final tally.
Sunday afternoon, Michigan great Diane Dietz will be honored. Her number 21 jersey will be raised to the rafters before the Wolverines game against Wisconsin. We'll hear from her on next week's Inside Michigan Basketball. We'll be right back.
Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
A reminder, Michigan makes its West Coast trip this week, Wednesday in Seattle to take on Washington, and then they'll work their way down the West Coast to battle Oregon Saturday afternoon. We'll break it down for you next week on Inside Michigan Basketball.